Alright, so today we're going to be looking at the first world of Donkey Kong Country 2, so we're going to be playing it as if it's as if we're 102%ing it, so we're going to be collecting every single coin, so every crown coin rather, every DK coin, and just completing every level. So, let's get to it. Start off on a new file, one player game, and let's jump straight in. So this is Donkey Kong Country 2. For most of it we're going to be playing as Diddy Kong, for the vast majority, because he runs faster, he climbs faster, he jumps faster. Dixie's got a couple of tricks up his sleeve as well, so we're not going to be using Diddy Kong exclusively, but for now it's mostly just Diddy. This is the first bonus level. Starts off nice and straightforward. There's between 1 and 3 bonus levels in every regular level. So in this one there's 2. So that's the first one out of the way, and this one's the second. Whoops. So I got the bonus levels out of the way. There's also a DK coin hidden in every level, so that's that one done. And then we can just get to the end. There we go. So that's the first level out of the way. Mainbrace Mayhem is the second level, so this is a more vertical level, so there's lots of climbing, which makes it a little bit more tricky. So climbing ropes isn't too bad in and of itself, but it's actually faster to jump up ropes, which is quite technical, because there's lots of grabbing and releasing buttons to kind of do that, and it's a little bit more tricky than just climbing up ropes naturally. But that's what we've got to try and do. I'm going to try and save a couple of seconds versus just climbing straight up like we did there. So it's quite difficult to let go of the ropes and then grab back on after the jump. Something I'm still getting used to. There are 3 bonus levels in this level, so this is the second now. Hopefully we can beat 4 with that, and then get the 5th with Dixie. Sometimes you only get 3 with a barrel, and then you've got to throw Dixie twice, which wastes a little bit of time, but we were lucky there. And the last bonus levels. This is the 3rd type of bonus level. There are 3 types. There's Find the Coin, there's Beat the Enemies, and this one, Collect the Stars. Those are 3 basic kinds of bonus level that we're going to encounter. And that's more or less that's what sets 102% apart from any percent. So any percent, obviously, just trying to get to the end of the game as quickly as you can. But 102%, you've got to complete all these bonus levels as well, which adds a little bit of depth to navigating through the game. Plus, you've got the actual routing through the bonus levels, which... Whoops, I've done that twice now on on consecutive runs. So what we were supposed to do was we were supposed to throw Dixie and then jump in midair to get that DK coin, but we had that backup strategy, so it didn't really matter. This bonus level is a bit weird because the coin that the chest is in is completely random. I think it's the only bonus level with an element of randomness to it. So there's a similar bonus level in World 2, where you've got to throw chests at a B, but the coin is always in the same chest. We've used a warp barrel to get to the end of the level here, but there's still one more bonus level, so we're just running backwards through the level to get to it, because that's faster than going through the other 3/4 of the level forwards. Just travel a quarter of the way through the level backwards instead. So I end up doing that a fair bit. There's a lot of sort of dropping back through levels rather than climbing up them, and running backwards through levels rather than running forwards through them. Obviously, whatever you're doing, you're trying to complete the level in the fastest possible way. For 100%, we also have to visit every Kong at least once, so that's Wrinkly out of the way. And in World 1 we're also going to visit Swanky, and we're going to visit Funky. So we're not going to visit Cranky Kong because you have to go out of your way to visit him. He's up at the top of the map, so you have to. It takes a couple of seconds to find him. Whereas later in I think it's World 4, he's directly on the path that you want to take anyway. So we visit him later in the run. Visit Swanky. Just realised we missed a bonus level in Lockjaw's Locker, so we'll go back and do that. So what we did in this was we used a warp barrel to get to the end of the level, and now since the bonus level is right at the start, we're just going to go to that. And since we've already beaten the level, we can just use start and select to exit the level whenever we want. So we're going to do the bonus level, and then we're going to exit the level, and it will have saved the bonus level completion, so we don't have to do any of the rest of the level. So yeah, we end up only doing the start of the level. I'm going to try and start and select out after collecting the coin, but before the celebration for collecting the coin, and that saves a few seconds. But it's a little bit risky because if you start and select that before you collect the coin, obviously you've wasted that entire the entire level up until that point. You've got to go back in and get the coin again. The timing's not too tight, but it's a little bit tricky. So we go back in. We've swapped Kongs now, so we're playing as Dixie, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first is that she's got a gliding jump. She's got a helicopter hair jump. That's going to come in handy in this level. But also there's a boss level coming up. So after the Kongs defeat a boss, they both celebrate. And Diddy takes 3 seconds longer to get his victory fanfare out of the way than Dixie does. So it's better to beat the boss as Dixie than it is as Diddy. So we've kind of switched in readiness for that. This is this helicopter jump here. So that comes in handy a couple of times over the course of the run. It's slow, but it lets you cross big gaps, and it's faster than climbing all the way to that DK coin. So that's why it's good to be playing as Dixie here. Try and start and select again. There we go, I think we got that. Visit Funky. And now we've visited 3 of the Kongs, and we're on to Crow's Nest. So this is Crow, he's the boss of the first world. We've got to hit him 4 times in order to beat him, and to hit him, we're going to attack him with his own eggs. So the first 2 hits aren't too difficult. He gets a little bit trickier now, because he's going to knock eggs out of the nest instead of dropping them directly. Some of them will be fake, like that one. So you've got to. That's just random. There's not much we can do about that. You just got to hope that you don't get many fake eggs. There we go. So we only got the 1 fake egg. That was a pretty good Crow fight, and we didn't lose Dixie Kong. So we get her fanfare, where she plays the guitar, rather than Diddy Kong's fanfare, where he uses his beatbox instead. He's got like an audio tape that he kind of uses. And he takes 3 seconds longer about it than Dixie does. So yeah, that's Gangplank Galleon. It takes about 10 minutes of the run. So it's just the first world. It's nice and straightforward. Everything gets a little bit more complicated after that. But yeah, that's about it. So I'll leave it there for now, and we'll have a look at Crocodile Cauldron another time. In case you were curious, we'll see Diddy's fanfare as well. So this is Crow. It's much harder to jump into him as Diddy, because Diddy holds the eggs in front of him, whereas Dixie holds it above her head with her hair. That's one more reason to play as Dixie. I could not remember for the life of me the word boombox. I was calling it a beatbox, I was calling it an audio tape. Oh, there you go, there's Diddy's fanfare. After you've completed a world, if you've collected all of the bonus coins in that world, you get the little exclamation mark at the end of the name. So obviously for Crocodile Cauldron we haven't earned that yet because we haven't entered, but for this we have. And then you've got the DK symbol if you've collected all the DK coins as well. So it's nice just to have that visual symbol so that you know what you have and haven't done, and that works for the levels as well. So we've collected everything in all of the levels here, so they've all got the exclamation mark and they've all got the DK coin. And you'll notice, so Cranky Kong's all the way up here, so that's the reason we don't visit him on the way, because you've got to go out of your way to go up here to visit him, whereas Wrinkly Kong is en route, and so is Swanky, and so is Funky. We missed this throw, so what we were trying to do was throw, jump, jump, throw to get the DK coin, which is slightly faster than jumping up these barrels, rolling, and jumping over the hooks. So that's the intended way to get there. In fact, it's probably intended that you team throw to get up there. You can just about roll jump instead. Throw. See, I always throw too high. Always throw up instead of across. We've got throw. Don't know what's going on there. Throw, jump, jump, throw. I think I lost Dixie as well. Oops, no I have.